You look in the mirror every single day. Same face, same eyes, same nose, same hair that somehow looks bad only when you need to go somewhere. And every day you think, yep, that's me. Nothing crazy. But then one day your parents show you an old photo, and suddenly you're like, wait, who is that tiny potato? That little kid is you. But somehow you don't remember changing that much. You didn't wake up one morning and say, yes, today I am 3 inches taller. You didn't hear a video game sound effect, no glowing light, no level up screen, no dramatic evolution animation. You just slowly became bigger. So why can't we see ourselves growing? Well, the first reason is simple. You are growing way too slowly for your eyes to notice. Imagine watching a plant grow. If you stare at it for 5 seconds, nothing happens. If you stare at it for 5 minutes, still nothing happens. If you stare at it for 5 hours, you might start questioning your life choices. But come back after a few weeks, and suddenly, the plant is taller. It was growing the whole time, just not fast enough for you to catch it happening. Your body works kind of like that. When you're a kid, your bones, muscles, skin, hair, and organs are all changing little by little. But the change from 1 minute to the next is so tiny that your brain basically says, nothing to report here. And that's the trick. Your body is changing. Your brain just doesn't think each tiny change is important enough to notice. It's like if someone moved your chair 1 tiny inch every day. On day 1, you would not notice. On day 2, still nothing. But after a year, your chair's in the neighbor's kitchen. And you're like, how did we get here? That is basically growing up. Your body is moving the chair very, very slowly. But there is another reason. And this one is even weirder. You see yourself too often? That sounds strange, but it matters. Because every day, your brain updates the picture of you. You look in the mirror today. Your brain saves that version. Then tomorrow, you look again. You are maybe a tiny bit different, but the difference is so small that your brain just updates the file. It doesn't make a big announcement. It just says, cool, new you installed. Then the next day, it updates again and again and again. So instead of noticing every change, your brain keeps replacing the old version with the new version. That's why old photos feel so shocking. Suddenly you are comparing today's you with a version from years ago. And now the difference is huge. Your brain can finally see it. This is why your relatives always say things like, oh my gosh, you've gotten so big. And you're like, really? I was here the whole time. But to them, they may not see you every day. So their brain didn't update slowly. They remember the old version. Then they see the new version. Boom. Human update detected. It's the same reason you may not notice your puppy growing. At first it's tiny. Tiny paws, tiny ears, tiny bark. Then you blink, and now it's a giant fluffy creature stealing half the couch. But if you saw that puppy every day, you probably didn't notice the change happening. You only notice when you look back at old videos and say, how was this dog ever smaller than a sandwich? Now, here's the important science part. Growing is not magic, even though it kind of feels like it. Your body grows because your cells divide, your bones lengthen, and your tissues build more material. When you are young, special areas near the ends of some bones help your bones get longer. That's one reason kids and teenagers can grow taller over time. But this process happens slowly. A little today, a little tomorrow, a little next week. Not like a cartoon where your legs suddenly stretch like noodles, which is probably good. Because imagine sitting in class and suddenly your arm grows 3 inches. Everyone would panic. The teacher would say, please stop evolving during math. But real growth is quiet. Most of the time, you don't feel it. You don't see it. You just live through it. Then one day your shoes don't fit. Your pants are too short. Your voice sounds different. Your face looks older. And your parents are crying over baby pictures again. But the strange thing is, this does not only happen with your body. It happens with your mind too. You don't always notice yourself changing on the inside. You slowly start liking different things. You slowly stop caring about things that used to matter. You slowly become braver, smarter, funnier, calmer, or maybe just better at pretending you know what you're doing. And just like physical growth, mental growth can be hard to see while it's happening. You may not notice that you are becoming a different version of yourself until you look back and think, wow, I used to be like that? That's why growing up feels invisible, because you are inside the change. You are not watching it from the outside. You are living it one tiny moment at a time. So why can't we see ourselves growing? Because growth is too slow. Because your brain updates your self-image every day. And because the biggest changes only become obvious when you compare now with the past. That's why old photos, old videos, old clothes, and old memories feel like time machines. They show you something your brain missed. You were changing the whole time. You just couldn't see it happening. So the next time you look in the mirror and think nothing has changed, remember this. Somewhere, quietly, your body is still updating. Your brain is still learning. And future you is already being built one tiny invisible change at a time.